Hey y'all, this is AL Think Madame. So this is going to be the review recap of this movie entitled Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. Y'all, I was actually supposed to do this review recap at the end of last month when it came out. When I tell y'all, I'm the type of person that I'll be like, okay, this might be something to just have on his background, or it might not be all that, but I'm gonna try to look at it a little bit and see what it's hitting for. Y'all, as soon as I turned the movie on, I was like, okay, this is interesting. Let me see what's going on here. So let me give y'all just a little bit of a backstory about me as far as Mortal Kombat is concerned, and then I'll give y'all like the little rundown of exactly what this movie is supposed to be about before I start telling y'all really amazing details that happen throughout the movie. So me, I have been into Mortal Kombat for I don't know how long. I know I've been a child. I was a child when all this stuff happened for me. I've seen movies and, you know what I'm saying, of course, played video games. I've played the last video game. I intend on getting the game. I was using somebody else's game before when I did play it before, but I don't know. I was like, I'm into it, but I don't know if I want to be dedicated like that to really have it on my own. So I was like, well, I think I do. And I've been putting it off, but I am going to eventually get it, y'all. So, but I love Mortal Kombat. I, of course, like Jax. Of course I like Jax. He was like the only black player. At least when I was playing, my cousin had the first the first PlayStation, I think. The initial PlayStation, and I used to play on that when I played it, if I'm not mistaken. Either it was the first one or the second one. I'm thinking it was the first one, I think. But yeah, I was fascinated because I was like, it's a black character. And like for me, every now and again when I would play certain video games, whenever I saw that there was a black character, I would try my best to get that character and be like, okay, I want somebody that represents something that look like me. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to learn their moves and I'm going to play with them. Just like with Tekken, I always got Eddie. So it just is what it is. So anyway, let me give y'all the little, synopsis, if you will. Okay, here we go. After the vicious slaughter of his family by a stone cold mercenary, Sub-Zero, and they were trying to be, slick with it when they said that like that, Hanzo Hasashi is exiled to torturous Netherralm. The Netherralm comes up a lot in this video game, movie, TV show, every different way you could think of Mortal Kombat, the Netherrealm is always mentioned. There, in exchange for his servitude to the sinister Quan Chi do the most, y'all. He's given a chance to avenge his family and is resurrected as Scorpion, a lost soul bent on revenge. Back on Earthrealm, which, basically is here, Lord Raiden gathers a team of exiled warriors, Shaolin monk Liu Kang, Special Forces officer Sonya Blade, and action star Johnny Cage, an unlikely band of heroes with one chance to save humanity. To do this, they must defeat Shang Tsung's horde of outworld gladiators, that's another, group of people, and reign over the Mortal Kombat tournament. We're always talking about a tournament and all this other stuff when it comes to Mortal Kombat. It's always held. It's like every time you look up, in order for Earthrealm to stay around and for it not to be taken over, destroyed, and all this other stuff, they always hold this Mortal Kombat tournament. And it has all types of people, aliens, and whatever else these people and things want to identify as. They fight each other to the death in 99% of the cases in order to do what they need to do for where they're from. And if they don't put on for their city, so to speak, and they lose, then they can die, their folks can die, the realm that they're from can be non-existent anymore or be taken over by a whole nother group of people that don't nobody want to fool with like that. It's just a lot that goes into it, y'all. So anyway, let's get into this. So when it comes on, it is showing the person who ultimately will be Scorpion talking to his son. He took his son out and about with him while his mama, meaning Scorpion's wife, is back at the house doing her wifely duties, I guess they want to say. She at the house doing what she doing. She cooking dinner and all this other stuff. And so they run across this Scorpion and they're watching this alive, like for real Scorpion. And so he's asking his son, what do you notice when you see this Scorpion and all this other stuff? And he was like, oh, he needs help. He needs help. He's in trouble. And he was like, you have to understand that life, it just is what it is. But one thing that is amazing about a Scorpion is that they have the willpower to basically overcome their situation. So the Scorpion was kind of like being attacked by these ants. And, ants can do the most despite how small they are. And they were basically attacking this one Scorpion. And then all of a sudden, the Scorpion started setting it off and doing all this. So anyway, apparently this father is always teaching his son life lessons, and he's really young. And he was like, okay, we got to get back to the house. Your mother going to be mad with me if I don't get you back to the house, because she cooking dinner, she's expecting us. Y'all, they heading to the house. And all along the way, he looking like, okay, it don't look, how it's supposed to look around here. What's going on? So he gets closer and closer. And like people who should be, at posts and, doing what they normally do, it's looking kind of deserted. Like he looking like, all right now. And like his spidey senses, so to speak, are kicking in. And he looking like, all right now, what's going on right here? Ain't nobody got time for this foolishness. So people come out of nowhere. These ninjas come out of nowhere, try to kill him. They do the most. He eventually gets to the house. He sees that his wife has been killed. He is tied in his spirit. And then Sub-Zero that came out of nowhere and got his child and performed one of his moves on the child. And I was just like, what y'all not finna do is this. Now, I don't know if y'all know about all the little x-ray moves and stuff that are incorporated in the video game and all this other stuff. But they showed this child having an x-ray move performed on him, basically getting killed. And I was like, y'all not finna do this. This is what y'all do in an animated series? Oh, okay, y'all is just setting it off. Okay. And like, he pleaded with him. He was like, I'll do anything, don't kill my son, all this other stuff. And his son is like, Papa. Like, his son is like so innocent. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what is we doing? Man, I was just like, y'all just go kill the children? Like, they killed everybody in the in his village. I was just like, oh my gosh. I mean, kill the wife something terrible for no reason. And I was just like, Lord, why is we doing this? And like the son was like petrified. And like I said, Sub-Zero didn't care nothing about none of that and was like, what I'm about to do is this. He ended up killing that son like it was nothing. And I was just like, wow. He was real tied in his spirit, y'all. So, let me take a sip. But yeah, he tied in his spirit. And he's just like, okay, this is what we not fit to do. Like, he was just so done. And ultimately, he has tried to kill, ultimately, the person who becomes Scorpion as well. And he put one of his little, his shards of, ice, glass, ice or whatever through him. And then killed him, right? Y'all lies. They did the most. Now, this was all in the opening. This is the opening, basically the opening scene. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Y'all, Quan Chi is trifling. Quan Chi is trifling. I'm going to talk about that in a little while. So anyway, they eventually introduced Johnny Cage. If you don't know how Johnny Cage is, Johnny Cage do the absolute most and the absolute least at the same time. He's like this movie actor. He is like a playboy. He think everybody want him. And I'm like, don't nobody want you. They just having sex with you because you got money right now. And you had this big old house. And a lot of people are attracted to that. And he's like in the middle of, after, I guess this was after a sexual situation has gone down, the morning after, or however long after they'd had sex. And the woman is tired of her spirit of him. This fool got eviction notices everywhere. And I'm like, this is like a big luxurious house. You got eviction notices. Why aren't you paying your bills? And then like he has all kinds of awards everywhere. And I'm like, bruh, you ain't paying no bills. What's wrong with you? What is going on? All you do is drink, have sex, and party all the time. Okay, you need to do something else with your life. So he over here calling his agent trying to figure out what's going on because he needs some money. And they looking at him like, ain't nobody trying to book you. And you doing the least anyway. So don't try to come out of nowhere after your money done ran out. So, so what you got for me? Nothing. Ain't nobody got nothing for you. So anyway, they end up showing Sonya Blade. Sonya Blade is everything. She was in the military. She's a soldier and will forever be a soldier. And like her and Jax, they have this really close connection. They've been together in the military. They showed her background, her history or whatever, and they showed how nobody really respected her. And you know how people like to try to call you a cupcake and all this other stuff and all these little girly names. And like they made her angry because she wants people to put respect on her name and don't try to play her because she's a woman, right? She done had to put several dudes in their place over the years, and this is no exception. So they're showing present day. She was minding her business, and she was actually like in this makeshift ring of sorts with people just surrounding them. And this dude tried to roll up like he was gonna set it off, and she had to beat him down real quick. And it's like, y'all, one day y'all gonna learn to put some respect on Sonya Blade's name. So she ended up winning what she was gonna win, and I was just like, okay, cool. So they end up flash forwarding and fast forward. I like saying flash forward, but anyway, showing the dude, his real name is Hanzo Hasashi, who is, you know, Scorpion. They show him, and I'm like, okay, well, this makes sense. They show him, and he's kind of basically in a realm that's, you know, hell. You might as well say it's hell. And one of the people who is like, kind of like a bouncer of sorts and like a bodyguard and all this other stuff, he done rolled up on him. And he is trying to explain to him, you are here and you're going to be just like all these other people yelling and screaming and hoping, wishing and praying that they could get out of here, and they never will, and all of that. And so, you know, he over here like, I need to get out of here. I need to get to my son and all this other stuff. And I realize that his son is dead. His son is dead. He eventually is very much aware of that. And, you know, the person who is the ruler over all of this, he looking at him like, I need to speak to whoever over this because I need to get out of here. Ain't nobody got time for this foolishness. So it just gets to the point where Quan Chi comes out of nowhere. He is, you know, the one who is kind of like the gatekeeper while, I guess, who Shang Tsung is away. And it's like, bruh, if you don't go somewhere and sit down. So anyway. Excuse me. Old boy who was kind of like the person who's keeping him company until until Quan Chi arrives. He just sat up here and he is, you know, starting to torment the person who will become Scorpion. He done stabbed this man in his abdomen, and I'm like, what? Why is we doing this? But, you know, that's actually just a part of the process. This is what it's going to be for him for the rest of life. You know what I'm saying? He looking at him like, it's just going to have to be what it is. I done told you, you ain't finna get out of here. You might as well go ahead and deal with what's finna happen to you. Might as well go and get the party started, sir. So, he actually was looking at him like, what we're not finna do is this. And he, you know, for whatever he has a will to live. It's not for whatever reason. I always say for whatever reason. But he has a will to live because he is under the impression that he can save his son, who actually is dead. His wife is dead. And I'm just like, okay. So he just sat up here and he done, you know, saw a way around it. Like, he is like chained up in some more. He done ended up setting it off. He done went through him and other people that are like demons and, you know, minions and all this other stuff. He going through hell, slicing and dicing people up like it ain't nothing, right? Quan Chi eventually appears. And he's looking at him like, I need to know what you want because you set it off and I feel like you could be beneficial to me. Cool. Y'all excuse me. And so he looking like, I want revenge. He tied his spirit. He is, aware of what done happened, which is Sub-Zero done came through his village and done set it off and killed his wife and killed his child. He ain't got time. So he's angry at this point. And so Quan Chi was like, well, I can give you what you want. I can give you your family back. You got to do something for me. So he was like, look, what you're going to do is this. The only way you're going to be able to get back in the game and do what you feel like you need to do is if you do what I ask you to do. Man, Quan Chi did the most. Quan Chi do what he do. Y'all need to look Quan Chi up if you don't know. But Quan Chi, he has like this, oh my gosh, I don't know how to describe it. It's like I don't want to say telepathy, but it's like he can like do his hands like this and like in your direction and he'll crush you and whatever he's doing, he can make these things happen to you. He can lift you up and throw you to the ground without even, touching you and all this other stuff. It's like an entity that's within him and all this other stuff. Y'all, I don't know why I can't think of what it is, but yeah. Look up Quan Chi and you'll know what I'm saying. You'll understand. And the people out there who know who Quan Chi is, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what he doing. But yeah, he was like, look, if you do what I'm telling you to do, you'll get your family back. Which is, he wanted him to go... Shinnok, y'all. I was wrong earlier. I don't know why I said that. Shinnok is the person who, is over him and all this other stuff. And he was just like, if you can do what you need to do and get this special key or whatever, after doing what you got to do at this tournament, which is killing everybody and going through these rounds and all this other stuff with the people at the tournament, and get this key for me, then, I'll do what I need to do to make your life how you want it to be again. So he eventually turns into Scorpion. He is a Scorpion at this point in human form. Y'all, everybody looking like, all right, now ain't nobody got time for this foolishness. Meanwhile, Raiden has actually talked to Liu Kang. And eventually, Liu Kang, like I already told y'all earlier, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, and Johnny Cage all are going to get together and travel to go and do what they got to do, because Raiden already know they finna set it off, and if you don't do what you got to do, Earthrealm is going to be in trouble. And Shang Tsung and everybody else affiliated with people who are like in what Netherralm is going to do the most and take over Earthrealm. And it's going to be a terrible situation, because somebody like me who's here, I'm just a regular person. People like Sonya Blade and all them, they, eventually become aware of the ins and outs of all this stuff and how Earth is always in danger all the time. I don't know nothing about all this. So I wouldn't know about any of this stuff, being just a normal civilian out here, right? So they end up getting together. Tell me why before everybody actually gets together, they have to travel on this boat. I like the fact that they're being realistic in that, because you can't just be like, oh, let's get in the car and go. No, they got on one of those big, like, humongous boats and travel over to where they was going to go, where the tournament was going to be held and all this other stuff. But before that, Liu Kang was talking to Raiden. Raiden rolled up on him while he was doing something. He was like meditating and all this other stuff. And, he was like, you have a purpose and all this other stuff. He tried to figure out what he is supposed to do right now, because of course Liu Kang is always training. So he like, okay, cool. That's cool. What we doing? He's telling him that he gonna meet some people, and one of the people, and in particular, is gonna be Johnny Cage. And Johnny Cage is, basically somebody who plays around and all of that. And he's going to be an unlikely ally, somebody who is going to be able to be, a very dependable, fighter or whatever. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And it's like, Johnny Cage is so scary. So it's like, how is he going to be somebody that's going to help us? But whatever. So, like I said, they have gotten on a boat. They are traveling. They have eventually gotten to the place. Y'all, you end up seeing Scorpion along the way. And don't nobody know who he is at this point. So they like, well, we could tell he ain't nothing but trouble, but okay, let's see what he's hitting for. Y'all, off rip. Shang Tsung. They show him they actually end up showing Jax being brought into this ring. They done did what they, always do whenever they eventually show Jax. Jax is being brought into the ring, and somebody else was in, like a big humongous person thing or whatever, is brought in there with him, and they end up ripping his arms off. Jax is being tormented and basically left for dead. Sonya Blade is tired of her spirit because she has been through a lot with him. They have been out there in the trenches together, so they are really, really close. So, Shang Tsung wasn't trying to hear nothing Jax had to say when he was like, you need to let me go and all this other stuff. And he was trying to let him know the only way you're going to get you released is if you fight this person and win. You got to get past this champion. So he was looking like, oh, okay. And it was just like a lose-lose situation for Jax. His arms got ripped off, like I said, and it just was what it was. And they took him away. Sonya in her feelings. At this point, we cannot tell if Jax is alive or not. And, if you've ever played the video games and seen any of the movies, you already know that Jax is ultimately kind of like, almost like brought back to life in a sense. At least that's the way I take it. Because they ripped his arms off and it was just so very overly traumatic. So it's like most people would be like done. So y'all, Scorpion is roaming around this place that the tournament is being held at, and eventually Raiden, y'all know how Raiden do. Raiden would just pop in and be like, all right, what is hidden for? What is going on right here? So he ended up popping in when Scorpion was walking around and he was talking to him, and he was trying to talk to him about revenge and all this other stuff. Kind of tried to have like a heart-to-heart sort of a moment, even though he don't know who he is like that. It's like he know, but he don't. But yeah, y'all. So, like I said, everything happened with Jax. Sonya Blade is tied in her spirit. Johnny Cage, of course, is trying to hit on Sonya Blade at various points, even before this fight that, ended up being a lose-lose situation happened. And Sonya was like, yeah, no. Sonya to hit him in his nuts. Like, a lot of the stuff that happens in these video games happened, and I got my entire life, because that's like one of her moves. Kicking and hitting somebody in the nuts or whatever. So I was like, oh my gosh, y'all better do that. So anyway, it was really, really good. Y'all, so all of that stuff ends up happening. Johnny Cage somehow gets separated from everybody. And so he like wanders off and he's looking around, looking for Sonya and looking for Liu Kang and Raiden and all this other stuff. He ends up happening upon stuff. He's trying to figure out, okay, what's going on around here? Trying to really understand, what all is going on, because so much stuff is old, and like he's really not aware that this is not a movie set. Like, I'm just like, why don't you understand this ain't no movie set, sir? He already came there. He already came there. He already see these weird people. If you've ever played Mortal Kombat, you see how all these people look weird, like Montero. And, it's like so many weird looking characters. The Barakas of the world, like them weird looking characters. They were eating weird things. So it's like, why are you trying to act like you don't know what it is? So yeah. So people trying to get up on him and, beat him down, and they trying to kill him. Baraka done rolled up. Y'all know how Baraka get down. Baraka got the little thing where he be like, he will slice you up. He will slice and dice you up. So Baraka is trying to catch him. He ends up running away from Baraka. Cool. And along the whole way, I really feel like Johnny Cage is really oblivious to the fact that this is real life happening. This is not no movie set. And, he's still trying to find everybody. Sonya Blade is off by herself. She ends up running into Reptile, she didn't know what was going on because the person, Reptile is actually like invisible at the moment. And if you don't hit him or throw something on him, you ain't gonna know it's him. So she gets into a fight with Reptile. And I'm like, Lord, here we go. Reptile doing the most. They show Scorpion having a fight with, he ends up having a fight with Sub-Zero. The Sub-Zero just looking like, who are you, what you want? He don't even realize that he is who he is. So he's fighting him. He done pulled out the get over here. He done pulled that out. A lot of people, if you don't know nothing else, you know about that get over here. I know some people that ain't never saw, heard, or nothing about no Mortal Kombat, but they know every meme and gif of get over here. And they will say get over here and don't even know where it came from. But the two of them are fighting. He done put the little things around his neck. He done decapitated him. And, you know, he think it's over. And I'm like, bruh, you don't understand it's not over yet. Liu Kang, meanwhile, is fighting like Katana or what's the other one? Jade, whatever it is. One of them heifers. And I'm like, okay. But the heifer ended up reading him during the fight. It took a break for a second. And it was like, oh, this is the person. You supposed to be the person that Raiden was ended up talking about. Oh, you the one. I can see why y'all always lose the tournament. So y'all gonna lose the tournament. I was like, why is you reading? Why is you reading? Oh my gosh. You did not have to read this man like that. So anyway, Shang Tsung, Shinnok is talking to Raiden, and a lot of people don't understand that even though Raiden is supposed to be like up there, and Shang Tsung and I always say Shang Tsung, y'all forgive me. Shinnok is like really up there too. And Quan Chi is right next to him doing the most or whatever, being his little pet or whatever. But the rules are in place, and when they, doing what they're doing when it comes to these tournaments, you cannot interrupt anything. You can't sit up there, even though you are within arm's reach of this person. You can't reach out and use none of your moves on them. You can't do nothing. You got to let your fighters fight, and you have to let the chips fall where they may. That's just how it go when it comes to this. So he in there talking to him, and Quan Chi up in there too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me make sure I let y'all know exactly who I'm talking about, because I feel like I'm all over the place a little bit, and I don't want to confuse y'all. Raiden is in a room talking to Shinnok, and Quan Chi is in there too, just overhearing everything. And he was just like, look, Shang Tsung, that's who it is. I don't know why I thought it was Shinnok. That's not Shinnok right there. That's Shang Tsung is who he's talking to right now. And he's like, look, you're not going to win. Shang Tsung looking at him like, oh, okay, if you say so, it is what it is. So Johnny Cage, he done ran out into like the forest and the woods and the whatever he at. And he really is trying to find everybody. And Sonya Blade roll up on him. And, he's really still acting all goofy and whatever like he normally is. And I'm like, bruh, can you ever be serious? And that's why don't nobody ever take him serious, because he always be doing the most. Meanwhile, all three of them, meaning Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, and Liu Kang, they all somehow find each other while they're in the forest. And they get attacked. And Scorpion is just like, look here, I ain't got time. He ended up decapitating and killing people left and right. And they're trying to figure out who is he, what is going on. He doing the most. So Sonya Blade to set it off, because Liu Kang was like, all right, everybody, y'all stay right here. I'll, step forward and fight him, because I don't know who he is. And apparently he ain't on our side. Sonya Blade was like, forget all that. And Sonya Blade be sitting it off. She cussing and fussing. I'm like, ma'am. But anyway, they really trying to figure out who he is and what he got going on. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Johnny Cage is like, we don't know who he is. But anyway, it just gets to the point where he gone by his business. They don't know what's going on. And Scorpion went on by his business. But anyway, they all end up gathering together. And they all, including Scorpion, are trying to work together. Scorpion all off to the side, but he looking like, all right, now I don't know what's going on, but let's see what's going on. Raiden has appeared, and he's trying to let them know, like, look, I understand that y'all understand that Earthrealm is, they kind of going through it, and anything could happen at this time, but it's not as easy as you think to defeat them and do what you need to do. And everybody looking at him like, what you mean? Even Scorpion looking like, all right, what you talking about? And I'm just like, well, y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. So he kind of trying to put them up on game and let them know what it is. Because they have to actually go through the tournament. Because all of them, they really try to abide by the rules. Like, okay, if you don't win this tournament, then Earthrealm is lost forever. So figure out what it is. So yeah, I'm just tired. It's a lot. And there are people who were like off in the woods with them, and they looking around and they scoping everything out and they see what's going on too, following them at a distance and, you know, just trying to figure out what they got going on. So it gets to a point where they end up ambushing them, shooting them up, and Liu Kang started bicycle kicking people. Everybody started fighting. Y'all, when it finally counts, Johnny Cage comes out of nowhere, starts fighting. And, you know, he had to set it off because Sonya Blade was finna get killed real quick. He ended up having to set it off. And after it was all over, she was even impressed, like, wait a minute, where'd that come from? Even Liu Kang was like, okay, wait a minute. We didn't know he could fight. He just set it off. So, for whatever reason, he saw some stuff about to go down with Sonya Blade. And, like, his whole spirit was like, wait a minute, I gotta do something. And then he just set it off. Like, that's what it was. And that's what Raiden was trying to get him to understand earlier on, that, like, you're going to see somebody who going to have to come along and help y'all. He's going to be in I had the word, I don't know what's wrong with me. He was going to be somebody who you would have never suspected would have been somebody that was going to be on your side to help y'all. But he going to come through in the clutch, and that's what it was. So tell me while this fighting was going on, though, Scorpion was helping and he was doing what he had to do. He over here thinking that he got Sub-Zero. He done kicked Sub-Zero off this building onto some spikes and killed himself in the process because he was like, shoot, I don't care. As long as I can avenge my family and do what I gotta do, I do not care. Y'all, meanwhile, this was all a lie because Quan Chi is trash. It was actually nothing and nobody, him himself the whole time. He over here thinking he'd have killed Sub-Zero and he ain't did nothing. I was like, bro, you knew you was trash. But he did all this because it was all a ploy because he was trying to get this key and all this other stuff. Y'all, I was tired of my spirit. I was like, what you not finna do is do Scorpion like this. So anyway, they end up showing Sonya Blade going through the building that the tournament is being held in. She ends up finding Jax. And his arms toe down, steel, and all this other stuff. So, of course, you ain't finna just roll up and think you gonna take him and go on about your business. There's some people in there, and she gotta fight these monsters and things. And, like, she really is setting it off. She doing what she gotta do. And she had her little, you know, them little laser things that come out of her hands and all the other stuff, too. And she was about to get got, right? She was about to get got. Meanwhile, they end up showing Shang Tsung and all of them. And, you know, Liu Kang is just like, ain't nobody got time for this. I ain't got time to talk. We just need to fight. Just let me do what I got to do. Meanwhile, this is the thing. He did not realize that it's not his destiny to win that day. He thought that his destiny was to do something in particular that day. But in all honesty, that day was not the day that was set in stone for him to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna get to that a little bit later on. So anyway, Shang Tsung sitting up here. He is ready to see this one-on-one between, who is it? Montero or Goro or whatever his name is. I think it's Goro, one of them. I don't know why I always get them mixed up. I am so weird when it comes to that. I don't know why. But anyway. Oh yeah, I forgot. Kano's trifling behind was there too. He was doing the most. He was, when they was fighting earlier too, he was there. He doing the most. He done got away. Kano fine though. They made Kano fine for no reason in the last Mortal Kombat. Kano is fine. I was like, what is going on here? One of my friends was talking to me. I said, you know what? Kano fine for no reason in this game. Kano, I always liked his cockiness a little bit because of, you know, who he is and what he would do. But he was fine for no reason in this game. This last game that came out of Mortal Kombat or whatever, right? But anyway, he there. and he doing the most. So Quan Chi was asked to bring Shang Tsung something to drink. He done brought him something to drink. He done poisoned it. And I'm like, okay, you just dumb. Ain't no way he gonna be this dumb to sit up here and drink this and think that, you know, it's all right to drink this from you. Ain't no way he dumb enough. So anyway, it gets to a point where all of them fighting again. And I'm like, okay, all the people who came to fight, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, Liu Kang, they all fighting. Cool. So it gets to a point where they all fighting, and then Kano roll up on Jax and put a knife up to his neck and was like, kill him, and all this other stuff. Kano done set it off, and he was about to like kill her with the little laser beam that comes out of his eye. And she'd have hit him and knocked him out to tore his eye down. I was like, yeah, she better set it off, Sonya. But anyway, y'all, it just got to the point where they defeated him. And y'all, see, y'all, Jax is like me. Jax is exactly like me. They tried to take Jax out of there after everybody had been defeated or whatever for the most part. And he like, wait a minute. Man, his arms tore down. He was like, wait a minute. He done turned around and he done stomped Kano down. He done stomped a mud hole in the Kano. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So then meanwhile, in another room where Quan Chi and them at, Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, they all in the room, and he about to drink the stuff, but he wasn't. He was like, you thought I'm dumb? You thought I was dumb? You thought I was about to drink this? No. I knew you was going to betray me. You over here trying to betray your emperor. So Quan Chi over here lying to himself, I would never betray you. I would never do such a thing. Lying. And the key has appeared. He over here trying to tell him, look, he done been in prison for a reason. You doing the most. You not finna get no key to release him. He trash, and he is released for a reason. Like, he do the most. Shinnok do the most, the absolute most. If you ain't ever played with Shinnok, you need to, man, you want to tell y'all when I played that game, oh Lord, it took me a long time to beat Shinnok. I was tired in my spirit. I really would think I'd be about to win. And it's like they would know, it's like he would let me beat him. It's like Shinnok would let me beat him just enough so he can come back and be like, nah, you thought you was going to win, but you ain't winning nothing over here, and kill me something terrible. Oh my gosh, he was doing the most, y'all. So anyway, Quan Chi over here done messed his own self up by betraying Shang Tsung. Y'all, Liu Kang was over here about to get killed, something terrible. Had it not been for Scorpion coming in out of nowhere, set it off, he'd have decapitated and cut loose and did the most. And Shang Tsung was like, who dares come in here and disrupt this situation? Quan Chi is over there being like kind of enslaved and having to watch everything still, but can't move. And everybody looking like, who dares interrupt this? And he looking at him like, I don't care nothing about this tournament. It is what it is. But Shang Tsung was like, look, you done defeated him, so you're going to have to take your rightful place. He looking at him like, I ain't trying to take no rightful place. No, well, I want my revenge. I want what I want. So, of course, here we go. Because he want his revenge, he keeps on, everybody can see the anger in his eyes and in his mannerisms and everything he do. They can tell how mad he is. So here they go. Here comes Shang Tsung. Well, the only way you're going to be able to do this and get all of what you desire is if you kill Liu Kang. The only way you're going to get your hands on Quan Chi and do everything else you want to do is if you kill Liu Kang. So he looking at him. He looking at all his options. Like, he literally looking around. So he square up real quick. Like, shoot, it ain't nothing. I'm going to kill him. I was like, I really was screaming at the screen. Like, you better not kill Liu Kang. Do not kill Liu Kang. Because he was about to get killed before he came in there and set it off. So Raiden looking like, man, ain't nobody got time for this. So he was just like, ain't nobody got time. And so Shang Tsung over here, you know, kind of trying to gloat. And he was like, yeah, how else you thought this was going to go down? It is what it is. I don't know what you thought this was finna be. And so Raiden was like, there's always another choice. So then, of course, they do like they always do in the game. And they were like, fight. So then they end up, he sets it off. Scorpion sets it off and he rolls all the way up on Shang Tsung and had his little, blade thing that, with the little come over here and get over here, the little chain blade thing. He done rolled up on him, got it on his neck. It just got to the point where he was like, look, it is what it is. So he had to let him know, Raiden had to let him know, everything is over with. We've won. Earthrealm is fine. So it's just to the point where everything is about to crumble to the ground. So everybody gonna have to get out the building. So it's just to the point where Shao Kahn is, I don't know, it might end up happening where Shao Kahn gonna have to set it off, right? So he ends up bringing up Shao Kahn, and he looking at it like, look, don't nobody got time. So Shang Tsung ends up disappearing like he always do or whatever. He can disappear and do all that stuff, teleport. So it just gets to the point where the whole building is unstable. Quan Chi is just there, and he has been released so that Scorpion can do whatever he want to do with him. Scorpion has the choice to either run away and not be crushed by the building that's falling all around them, or kill and fight and kill Quan Chi. So he looking at him like, well, if you decide to do what you're going to do to me, you're going to have to die. And then like Quan Chi was just too trifling for me. How you going to sit up here? You know his ability. You know he tired of his spirit. He done went through all these people in a whole realm when he wasn't even in Scorpion form. This is what you have to realize. He was not even in Scorpion form yet. He was still literally just human. He done set it off and killed all them people. He went through all them people. I think he went through like 100 people, things, animals, creatures, or whatever, and got the Quan Chi and was like, who I need to talk to because I need to avenge my family. I need to see this person. I need to see this man who sat up here and killed my family and everybody in my village. So he over here gonna try to tell him, well, you ain't gonna be able to ever avenge your family if you do this. And it's like, what you not finna do is say this. So he done set it off. He over here doing things that's gonna make the building collapse even faster. Like, Scorpion don't care. At this point, he's just like, look, you lied to me one time. How I know you ain't lying again? So he over here fighting him. Everybody trying to get out the building. Like I said, the building is collapsing all around them. It's just to the point where they are making it seem like Scorpion is in there defeating him. He may or may not get out of the building. They ended up, of course, ending it on a note where he's doing one of those X-ray moves. He said, get over here. And he ended up letting his little thing go through Quan Chi's chest, and he pulled him to him and all this other stuff. And he talking about, my God will avenge me. Quan Chi, don't nobody care nothing about what you talking about. It's to the point, like I already said, Scorpion don't even care. Like, go somewhere and sit down. He don't care nothing about what he talking about because he lied and tried him the first time. And he did all that work to get what he needed to get, what he thought he needed to do, because the key was released and all that stuff. And he ended up doing what he had to do, y'all. He ended up did that, get over here, and then it ended up lighting it up, and he set Quan Chi on fire. And he just looking like, I don't care. You got to die because you tried me. You got to die. And he, still was on a mission to find Sub-Zero, but the building is crumbling all around him. I think he is basically considered to be immortal. So somehow he'll come back to life like he always do. That's just how it goes for him. But the building has collapsed on him unless they just didn't show a way where he got out. But like I said, he's immortal, so it don't matter. But they done got out. Everybody else got out. Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya Blade, and all of them. And everybody was so happy. And even, Jax is there. And so he gonna ask Jax, will she ever like him? Sonya let him hug her after it was all said and done. Sonya don't like nobody. So he was looking at him like, she didn't hit you in your nuts, so you might have a chance. I don't know. She ain't hit you in your nuts, so you better be glad. That's the truth though. Y'all, Shang Tsung is being reprimanded by Shinnok. He was like, you have failed me. He looking at him like, I'm sorry. And this is a never ending cycle. He's just looking like, bro, what you're not finna do is this. And he was like, gather up everybody. We finna go to war. And that's how it ended, y'all. I lived for it. I enjoyed myself. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this recap review. I really enjoyed this. Please watch this. I don't care if you've never seen anything in relation to combat in your Mortal Kombat in your life. It's really good. Thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see y'all later on.